Welcome back, coin collectors and curious minds. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of American nickels. And not just any nickels, Jefferson nickels worth more than a small fortune. You'd be amazed to find out how many rare varieties are hiding in your pocket change or grandpa's old coin jar. We're talking about Jefferson nickels worth thousands, even millions of dollars. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a tiny but powerful piece of history, the 1964 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel. Now, this isn't just any nickel. This is a coin with a rich history, an interesting story, and even a touch of mystery. So stick around to find out why this nickel could be worth more than you think. Let's start with a bit of history. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design, created by Felix Schlag, features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the back. Now, what makes the 1964 nickel particularly interesting? Well, it was minted during a time of economic change and uncertainty in the United States. Here's the backstory. In the early 1960s, the country was facing a coin shortage. Silver was becoming more valuable, so people started hoarding coins, especially dimes, quarters, and half-dollars. This put pressure on the U.S. Mint to produce more coins, including nickels, to keep up with demand. And in 1964, the Mint struck more nickels than ever before, nearly 2.8 billion in total. This was the last year that the Mint used 90% silver for dimes, quarters, and half-dollars. So, the 1964 nickel was caught in a fascinating chapter in American coinage history. Here's where things get even more interesting. Because of the coin shortage, the U.S. Mint didn't just stop there. They kept using the 1964 date on nickels all the way through 1965 and even into early 1966. So if you find a 1964 nickel, it may not have actually been minted in 1964, adding an element of mystery to these coins. The no-mint mark mystery. Now, you might have heard people talk about the no-mint mark on the 1964 Jefferson nickel. If you look at some coins, you'll notice there's no small letter to indicate which mint produced it. This wasn't a mistake. During this time, nickels produced at the Philadelphia Mint were intentionally left without a mint mark, as Philadelphia was the default U.S. mint at the time. So, if you see a 1964 nickel with no mint mark, it most likely came from Philadelphia. But that's not all. Some rumors have circulated about rare variations of 1964 nickels with minting errors that increased their value significantly. Errors like double dies, die clashes, and improper strikes can make these coins extremely valuable. What makes the 1964 nickel valuable? So, why are these nickels valuable? It comes down to rarity, condition, and those special era coins we just talked about. Let's break it down. Condition or grade: the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. A mint state 1964 nickel, one that's never been circulated and has no wear, can fetch a much higher price than one that's been in someone's pocket change for years. Grading is done on a scale from 1 to 70. If your 1964 Jefferson nickel is graded at MS 65 or above, you could be looking at a nice value increase. Errors and variations: as with many coins, errors can add huge value. Coins with doubling on the lettering or images, or with die cracks, are much rarer than regular coins and are highly sought after by collectors. Uncirculated coins in mint sets: the U.S. Mint produced special sets in 1964 containing uncirculated coins. These coins are typically in higher grades because they were never used in circulation. If you have one in a mint set, it's likely in much better condition. To give you an idea of value, a standard circulated 1964 nickel is generally worth only a few cents over face value. But an uncirculated one in mint condition could be worth $5, $10, or even $15 to the right collector. And if you happen to have an era coin, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the era type. Current market value and auction prices. Let's talk numbers. Recently, high-grade, uncirculated 1964 nickels have sold for impressive amounts at auction. Some have fetched over $1,000. And if you have a double die error or another significant minting error, the prices can be even higher. Collectors are always on the lookout for high-quality 1964 nickels, and with the coin market's steady rise, it's no surprise that these coins are still in demand. However, the value of your 1964 nickel depends on condition and if there are any unique errors. So, if you have one of these coins lying around, it might be worth having it appraised. How to spot and grade your 1964 nickel. If you think you've got a valuable 1964 Jefferson nickel, here are a few tips to check its condition and spot potential value markers. Start by looking at the high points of Jefferson's face. These are often the first areas to show wear. Monticello on the back. Check the steps. Full steps are rare and desirable. Any unusual features, like doubling, cracks, or odd marks. A professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can give your coin an official grade and verify any special characteristics, which could help you secure a higher sale price. So, the 1964 Jefferson nickel may not seem like much at first glance, but as you can see, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, finding one of these coins in pristine condition, or with a rare error, could be worth quite a bit. So check your pocket change, dive into that old coin jar, and you might just find yourself holding a little piece of history that's worth more than 5 cents. Thanks for joining us on this numismatic journey. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you've found any valuable coins. Until next time, happy collecting! Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1977 Jefferson nickel, specifically, the no-mint mark version. We'll explore its history, what makes it valuable, and why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for certain examples. The Jefferson nickel has been around since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel as the standard 5-cent piece. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the coin features the profile of founding father Thomas Jefferson on the front, or obverse, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. But what makes this 1977 nickel so special? First, let's break down what no-mint mark means. Coins minted in Philadelphia, the main U.S. mint location, often didn't have a mint mark back in the day. So, if your 1977 Jefferson nickel doesn't show a mint mark below Jefferson's bust, it likely came from the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the kicker, not all no-mint mark nickels are valuable. What makes certain 1977 Jefferson nickels worth a lot of money is the condition they're in. Collectors, especially those who focus on U.S. coins, value high-grade coins. So, if your 1977 nickel looks pristine or uncirculated, it could be worth much more than its face value. A coin's grade, or condition, is key to its value. Grading agencies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, rate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. So, if your 1977 Jefferson nickel is graded around MS65 or higher, you might be sitting on a real treasure. So, how can you tell if your 1977 nickel is worth something? Here's what you need to look for. Mint state condition. Check for any signs of wear. An uncirculated coin will still have its original mint luster, almost like a soft glow on the surface. Sharp details. Take a look at Jefferson's face and Monticello on the back. High-value nickels will have very sharp details, almost like you're looking at a fresh, untouched coin. Full steps. This one is a big deal in coin collecting. If the steps on Monticello, located just under the dome, are fully visible and intact, your coin's value could skyrocket. Collectors refer to this as full steps or FS, and it's a rare feature for nickels because those steps often wore down quickly during production. Now, why would anyone pay big money for this coin? It's all about demand among collectors. High-grade examples of the 1977 Jefferson nickel, especially with full steps, are highly sought after. In recent years, collectors have been more interested in top-quality U.S. coins, leading to record-breaking sales. In fact, some well-preserved 1977 no-mint mark Jefferson nickels have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auctions and online. While an average circulated coin might go for 5 to 10 cents, coins in MS-65 grade with full steps have fetched as much as $1,000 or more. So, let's talk current market value. For a typical 1977 no-mint marked Jefferson nickel in average circulated condition, don't expect to make much, usually just a few cents. But if your coin is graded MS-65 or higher, with full steps, you could be looking at a few $100s or more depending on the demand. And if you're lucky enough to have one graded even higher, like MS-67, you could potentially fetch $1,500 or more. Remember though, market prices fluctuate based on demand, so it's always a good idea to consult recent sales and auction results to gauge your coin's value. If you think your 1977 nickel might be valuable, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. It does cost a fee, but for high-grade coins, it's usually worth it because certified coins attract serious buyers and higher prices. Before sending it in, handle your coin carefully. Use gloves if you have them, and avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers to keep the coin's condition pristine. When it comes time to sell, you have a few options. You could list it on eBay or a coin auction site like Heritage Auctions for maximum exposure to buyers, or check with a reputable coin dealer who specializes in rare nickels. Don't settle for less than it's worth. Do your research and set a fair price based on recent sales. So, have you checked your change recently? That old 1977 nickel might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Remember to look for high grades, sharp details, and if you're lucky, those full steps on Monticello. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of valuable coins. Don't forget to subscribe for more coin stories, and let us know in the comments if you have a rare find you'd like us to cover next. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American currency history that you just might have lying around without realizing its hidden value. I'm talking about the 1980 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1938, featuring, of course, a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on one side and his iconic Monticello home on the other. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, this coin quickly became one of the most circulated coins in the United States. And while most of these coins are just worth their face value, certain years and mint marks make certain Jefferson nickels highly sought after by collectors. The 1980 D Jefferson nickel is one of them. So what's the story with the 1980 D mint marked Jefferson nickel? Well, D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. In 1980, nearly 600 million Jefferson nickels were minted in Denver. This was a period when the U.S. economy was in flux, with inflation rising and the government pushing out lots of coins to keep up with demand. But as is often the case, not all of these coins were created equal. Some of the nickels minted that year turned out to have unique qualities due to minting errors and slight variations, which now make them stand out. Let's talk about why certain 1980 D nickels are worth more than others. For starters, error coins, those with mistakes made during the minting process, can significantly increase the value. These might include things like double die errors, where parts of the design are doubled, or off-center strikes. These mistakes make the coin rare and desirable for collectors. Another key factor is grade. Coin grading is basically a measure of how well preserved the coin is. The higher the grade, the better the condition, and the higher the value. If you've got a 1980 D nickel that's never been in circulation, it might grade as high as MS-65 or even MS-66. That's the sweet spot for collectors, and that's where the real money is. And one more thing, collectors especially value Jefferson nickels that show what's called full steps on the Monticello building. This is when the lines on the steps of Monticello are fully visible. Most coins wear down over time, so full step coins are pretty rare, and they're worth way more than those without it. Alright, let's get down to the big question: what's this coin worth today? For a standard, circulated 1980 D nickel, it might only be worth its face value, 5 cents. But if you have an uncirculated one, especially in a high grade like MS-65 or MS-66, you could be looking at $10, $20, or even $50 or more for a single nickel. Circulated coin, 5 cents, $0.50. Uncirculated MS-65, Around $10 uncirculated MS66, $20 $50 plus full steps, $50 $200 plus narrator. If you're lucky enough to have a full steps version in great condition, you're sitting on a small treasure. The value can jump to $200 or even more, depending on the market demand. So, how can you tell if your 1980D nickel is worth more than pocket change? Here are some quick tips. Check the mint mark, look for the D under the year. If it's there, you're on the right track. Inspect for full steps, get a magnifying glass and check the Monticello steps. If you see distinct, complete lines, you've got something special. Look for errors, check for doubling on letters or off-center designs. These errors are worth a premium. Condition is key. The better the coin's condition, the higher its grade. Look for coins that have minimal wear, especially if they've been stored away safely for decades. Coin collecting tip: handle coins carefully and avoid touching the faces. Oils from your hands can reduce the value. Now, if you think you've found a valuable 1980D Jefferson nickel, the next step is to get it appraised or graded. You can do this through reputable services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Once graded, you'll have a certified value, and that makes it much easier to sell. You can also check out coin auctions, eBay, or even local coin shops, which are all great places to sell. If you want top dollar, consider putting it in an auction with a reserve price. So there you have it. The 1980D Jefferson nickel might seem like just a regular nickel at first glance, but with a little research, you could uncover a coin worth far more than its face value. So check your pockets, look through your change jars, and see if you're sitting on a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want more like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on any coin collecting tips. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of coins, currency, and collectibles. Today, we have something super exciting, one of the most overlooked coins in your pocket change that might be worth a lot more than you think. We're talking about the 1988D mint mark Jefferson nickel. This little 5-cent coin might just surprise you. We're going to talk about its history, what makes it valuable, and how much it's worth today. So, if you're ready to learn about one of the hidden gems of your coin collection, stick around. First, let's talk a bit about the background. The Jefferson nickel has been around since 1938. The design was created by Felix Schlag, and it's been on every 5-cent piece in the US since then. Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, is on the obverse, that's the front side, of the coin, with his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The Jefferson nickel was initially struck in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, which had been in use since 1913. Over the years, the Jefferson nickel has had some variations, but the 1988D stands out to collectors. The D on the coin indicates it was minted in Denver, Colorado. Now, Denver is one of only 2 main locations in the US that mints coins, along with Philadelphia, and the D tells us that this nickel was minted in the Mile High City. You might be wondering, why is a 1988D nickel special? Isn't it just another nickel from the 80s? Well, here's where things get interesting. Like most circulated coins, the majority of 1988D nickels are worth just 5 cents. But some 1988D Jefferson nickels are far more valuable due to specific features collectors hunt for. There are a few reasons why this coin can be worth a lot more than face value. One of the big reasons is condition. A high-grade, uncirculated 1988D nickel, especially those with a sharp strike and minimal wear, is valuable simply because most coins that old have been worn down by circulation. Then there are error coins, which are always a hot topic among collectors. Errors happen during the minting process, and certain types of errors can make the 1988D nickel worth a premium. Look out for double die errors, off-center strikes, or even planchet issues where the metal blank used wasn't quite right. These kinds of coins are always sought after and can be worth many times more than a regular nickel. So, let's talk numbers. What could a 1988D nickel actually be worth today? Well, it depends. If you find a high-grade 1988D in what's called MS, or mint state condition, no scratches, no marks, just a pristine coin straight out of the mint, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50. That's up to 1,000 times its face value. But if you're really lucky and find a coin with an error, the price jumps even higher. Some error coins from this year have sold at auction for over $100. And on rare occasions, even more. Coins with errors, especially ones with more pronounced and unusual mistakes, can attract serious bids from collectors. And remember, even if you have a circulated 1988 D nickel, it might still be worth a bit more if it's in good shape. Check the condition, look for any unique marks, and always keep an eye out for rare errors. So, if you're intrigued and want to know if you've got a valuable 1988 D Jefferson nickel lying around, here's what you should do. First, dig through your pocket change, check your coin jars, and see if you have any nickels from 1988 with the D mint mark. Once you've found some, carefully inspect each one. Start with the condition. Does it look uncirculated? Any scratches or dents? Is there any doubling on the letters or numbers? Double die errors can sometimes be subtle, so a magnifying glass really helps here. Another tip: look up professional grading services, like PCGS or NGC, if you think you have a particularly good one. A graded coin has its authenticity and condition verified, which can add a lot to its value if you decide to sell it. So there you have it, folks. The 1988 D Jefferson nickel might just be hiding in your loose change, waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a casual collector, a seasoned coin enthusiast, or just love learning about the hidden value of everyday items, this nickel is one to watch for. With its fascinating history and the potential to be worth more than face value, it's definitely a coin you don't want to overlook. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more coin collecting insights. Drop a comment if you think you found a rare 1988 D nickel or have any questions about collecting. And as always, happy hunting, and may the best coins find their way into your collection. If you're passionate about coin collecting, make sure to check out our other videos on valuable nickels and collectible coins, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the world of Jefferson nickels and focusing on a coin that may just surprise you with its potential value, the 1989 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark. While it might look like just another nickel to most people, collectors know there's more to this coin than meets the eye. So grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover why this nickel could be worth more than just 5 cents. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the Jefferson nickel series. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. It features a portrait of the third U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson, designed by artist Felix Schlag. Jefferson nickels have been a staple in American currency ever since, with only slight changes to the design over the years. The iconic P mint mark that you'll find on this 1989 nickel represents the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the main facilities that produces U.S. coins. So, why should you care about a 1989 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark? Well, there are a few unique aspects to look for. First, the P mint mark, located on the right side of the coin, under the date, tells us this nickel was minted in Philadelphia. Philadelphia coins are often seen as more common, but sometimes coins from this mint can have certain errors or high-quality strikes that collectors love. The 1989 P nickel is typically a circulated coin, meaning it's likely been handled a lot, and you can usually find it with scratches or wear. However, if you come across a 1989 P nickel in excellent condition, like mint state or uncirculated, it might be worth more than you think. In coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins that have been preserved in top shape over decades are rare and sought after by collectors. Another important factor is errors. Some 1989 P nickels have minor mint errors, such as off-center strikes or die cracks, which can drive up the value. Error coins are like hidden treasures in the coin world, and collectors will pay a premium for unique and rare examples. Now let's talk numbers. How much can a 1989 P Jefferson nickel actually be worth today? Generally, if you find one in average circulated condition, it's only worth around 5 cents, maybe a little more to a collector who's filling a set. But if your coin is in uncirculated, mint-state condition, its value goes up. For instance, a 1989p nickel-graded MS66 or higher by a professional grading service, such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch between $20 and $40. If you happen to find an MS67 grade or higher, you're looking at even more significant value, with some coins selling for over $100. High-grade examples are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that look like they just came out of the mint. Remember, most of these high-value coins are those that have been preserved carefully or found in old rolls of uncirculated coins. So, how can you tell if your 1989p Jefferson nickel is worth more than face value? Here are some tips. Look for luster. Mint-state coins will have a shine or luster that you won't see on most circulated nickels. Check for scratches and wear. The fewer scratches, nicks, and marks, the better. Even minor wear can lower the value of a coin. Consider professional grading. If you think you have a high-quality 1989p nickel, consider sending it to a grading service. Graded coins are easier to sell and often fetch higher prices. Hunt for errors. Check for unusual features, like mis-strikes or die cracks. These error coins can often be worth much more than standard coins. So, where can you sell your 1989p Jefferson nickel if you think you've struck gold? You have a few options. Online auctions. Sites like eBay or heritage auctions are popular places for selling collectible coins. You can often reach a large audience and get fair prices. Local coin dealers. Many cities have coin shops where dealers will buy valuable coins. Just make sure you're getting a fair price by researching ahead. Coin shows and conventions. These events attract serious collectors and dealers, and they're a great place to sell high-quality or rare coins. Coin grading services. If you have a high-grade coin, getting it professionally graded can help increase its value and appeal to serious collectors. And that's everything you need to know about the 1989p Jefferson nickel. This little piece of history may not seem like much, but if it's in the right condition, or if it has that rare error, it could be worth much more than 5 cents. Remember, coin collecting is as much about discovery as it is about value, so keep an eye out for those hidden treasures in your spare change. Who knows, you might just have a valuable coin sitting in your pocket right now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more coin collecting insights and hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey, coin collectors and curious minds! Ever wondered if a humble nickel in your pocket could be worth more than just 5 cents? Today, we're diving into the story behind the 2000p Jefferson nickel. This isn't just any nickel, it has a fascinating history, and some examples could be worth much more than you'd think. Stick around to find out what makes this little coin so special, how to spot valuable ones, and what the current market looks like. Let's get started. So let's start with the basics. The PUC on this nickel stands for Philadelphia, which is one of the main mints in the US producing coins for circulation. The P mint mark has a rich history, but in 2000, it gained some unique attention in the world of coin collecting. The Jefferson nickel, which has featured the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson since 1938, is a beloved American coin. This portrait was designed by Felix Schlag, an artist whose work was selected in a national contest. His design has since become iconic, and Jefferson's face on the nickel is something Americans know by heart. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's famous home. This design was consistent until 2004, when the nickel got a bit of a facelift in honor of the Lewis and Clark expedition. But in the year 2000, this coin was in its original design, just like it had been for over 60 years. You might be wondering, why would this coin, made so recently, be valuable at all? After all, it's not super rare. In fact, over 1 billion of these nickels were minted in 2000 in Philadelphia alone. So, here's the scoop. What makes the 2000p Jefferson nickel stand out is its potential for high-quality condition and certain striking errors that can skyrocket its value. Like many coins, the value of a 2000p nickel heavily depends on its condition, which collectors measure by its grade. Coins in average circulated condition might only be worth face value or slightly above, but coins graded MS65 or higher, meaning mint state, or practically untouched condition, can go for a lot more. And a 2000p nickel in an MS66 or MS67 grade can be particularly valuable. Currently, a 2000p Jefferson nickel in MS67 could be worth anywhere between $20 to $40 on the collector's market. Now, this might not sound like a fortune, but considering it's a 5-cent piece, it's a pretty impressive markup. What makes some 2000p Jefferson nickels really special are certain errors. Coin errors happen during the minting process, and they can make a regular coin incredibly valuable. For instance, a double die error, where the design appears doubled, can significantly increase the coin's value. Another type of error you might find on a 2000p nickel is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned with the dies during the striking process, resulting in a unique appearance. An off-center error could increase the coin's value to anywhere between $50 to $100 or even more depending on the degree of misalignment. So, what does the market look like right now for these nickels? Let's break it down. In general, a standard 2000p Jefferson nickel in circulated condition will usually be worth its face value, 5 cents. But if you've got a high-grade version in mint state, you're looking at values of $20 to $40. And if you've struck gold and found a double die or off-center error, you could see values from $50 all the way up to a few $100s. In fact, recent sales on eBay and other collector platforms show these coins in great condition or with errors can fetch a nice premium. That said, as with any collectible, the value can fluctuate based on demand, the coin's rarity, and its grade. Now that you know the value potential of the 2000p Jefferson nickel, you might be wondering how to recognize a valuable one in your own change. Here are some quick tips. First, always check the mint mark. You're specifically looking for the P on a 2000 nickel. Second, inspect for any doubling in the lettering, which could indicate a double die error. Finally, examine the centering of the coin. If you see a visible misalignment, you could have an off-center strike. So, will the value of the 2000p Jefferson nickel go up in the future? As with all collectibles, it's hard to say for sure. Coins in high-grade condition and error coins will always attract interest from collectors. However, with over 1 billion 2000p nickels minted, this coin isn't super rare. But as high-quality examples become harder to find, their market value could see a gradual increase. Thanks for tuning in. So, next time you come across a 2000p Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. You never know, you might just have a valuable piece of American history right in your hand. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more videos on coin collecting, history, and hidden treasures. Happy hunting, and see you in the next video. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters! Today, we're diving into the world of modern coins to discuss one that's turning heads in the numismatic community, the 2017p Jefferson nickel. A seemingly ordinary coin, yet there's so much more to its story. We'll explore why this nickel is special, what sets it apart from others, and why it's quickly becoming a favorite among collectors. Plus, we'll look at its current market value and help you decide if it's time to hold or sell. So, why is the 2017p Jefferson nickel a big deal? It's not just about the design or the metal, though those are interesting. This coin represents a fascinating moment in U.S. mint history. The Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938, replaced the Buffalo nickel and has been a staple in American coinage for over 80 years. Designed by Felix Schlag, it featured Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, a design that's evolved over the years but remained iconic. Now, what makes the 2017 piece so unique? It's the first nickel in U.S. history to feature the Philadelphia Mint mark, the famous P, on the front. This edition wasn't a casual choice. It was a way to celebrate the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint, America's first mint. The P mint mark has traditionally only been on other coins, not nickels. Until 2017, no Philadelphia-made Jefferson nickel bore this mint mark, making it a special first for collectors. So you might be wondering, Is this coin actually valuable? Yes, and for a couple of reasons. First, rarity plays a role. While millions of these nickels were minted, finding them in mint condition is becoming harder as they circulate more. The appeal of this coin to collectors is in its novelty as the only nickel with a Philadelphia mint mark, meaning a nice uncirculated example is more valuable. And speaking of condition, if you have one in mint state, MS grades, especially around MS 65 or MS 66, you're looking at a higher market value. These uncirculated, well-preserved coins can fetch significantly more than their face value. Higher grade coins are worth more due to scarcity and demand. Let's talk numbers. As of today, a 2017 P nickel in average circulated condition might go for a small premium over face value, like 10 to 50 cents. But if you have one that's graded and in mint state, the value rises. Some MS 65 or MS 66 examples can go for $5 to $10, and exceptionally well-preserved pieces graded even higher might fetch $20 or more. Not bad for a nickel, right? If you're considering collecting or investing in the 2017 P. Jefferson nickel, here are a few tips. First, look for coins with minimal wear, sharp strikes, and no major scratches or marks. This will ensure you're getting a piece that will hold its value or even appreciate over time. Next, store your 2017 P nickels properly. Use a protective flip or a coin capsule, as even small scratches or handling marks can lower the grade and value. And if you're serious about this coin, consider having it graded by a reputable service like NGC or PCGS to verify its quality. To wrap it up, the 2017 P. Jefferson nickel is a unique piece of modern U.S. coinage with a story to tell. As the only nickel bearing the P mint mark from Philadelphia, it's a one-of-a-kind addition to any collection. Whether you're just a casual collector or an avid numismatist, it's definitely worth setting a few of these coins aside. And who knows? In a few decades, this nickel could be worth even more as a rarity. So keep an eye out, and let us know in the comments if you've found any 2017 P nickels. Are you holding on to them, or have you already sold a few? Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more coin videos like this. Until next time, keep hunting, and happy collecting.